The purpose of the Latin or botanical name of plants is to provide some information about a particular plant that distinguishes it from other plants. The adjective applied to the plant or the specific epithet is often helpful in describing the plant. The specific epithet can tell us colors of foliage, stems, or flowers. It can tell us countries of origin. It can tell us habits of growth. For example, this Cercidophyllum japonicum weeping katsura tree, the Cercidophyllum would be the genus, japonicum would tell us the country of origin, and then the cultivar is a weeping or a pendulous cultivar, meaning that it will actually weep. The Cercidophyllum japonicum straight species does not have this weeping characteristic and would be much taller as far as its habit of growth. I want to review a properly labeled plant. The family name at the very top, Cercidophyllaceae, the genus Cercidophyllum, the specific epithet japonicum, and Cercidophyllum japonicum makes up the species. The cultivar is Morioka weeping. The common name is weeping katsura, and this plant is native to Japan, eastern, central, and western China. Here's two really cool plants in the J.C. Ralston Arboretum, one of them being an oak leaf hydrangea, one of them being a red maple. This oak leaf hydrangea, this cultivar, it's Hydrangea quercifolia, little honey. The hydrangea is the genus. The quercifolia gives you an idea that it is going to be like a quercus or like an oak. So the quercifolia gives you oak leaves. And then the little honey gives you the cultivar, which is obviously with the yellow color. This is a great little plant that will stay about 5 or 6 feet tall. We'll put on some really nice foliage, red foliage in the fall and a great bloom. The common name is oak leaf hydrangea. This is Acer rubrum cultivar snowfire. Acer rubrum, which is a red maple, typically 40 or 50 feet tall. This cultivar would have been found as a mutation or a sport in the nursery, and you can obviously see why they named it snowfire, the cultivar giving the snowy leaves and the fiery red new growth. So the common name for this plant is tricolor red maple. Here's an example of a low-growing shrub. This is a horizontal cotoneaster. The genus is Cotoneaster. The specific epithet is horizontalis. This does not have a cultivar, so this is a straight species of a low-growing cotoneaster. This label represents a hybrid witch hazel. The common name is listed here. The genus is Hamamelis. The cultivar is amethyst. What you'll notice is the specific epithet is absent from this tag. The reason is this is a cross between a Hamamelis and a Hamamelis, and it would not be listed twice. And the specific epithet, sometimes it's crossed between two, sometimes it's 3 or 4, and oftentimes that is absent from the tag. This label represents a cross between two different species, a Heuchera and a Tiarella. So what you'll see at the beginning of the tag is an X, and then the plant name is Heucherella, and the cultivar is Fire Frost. This is Clethra tomentosa, cultivar Woodlander Sarah. The specific epithet gives you the idea that it is actually woolly, and if you look at the bottom of the leaves or the lower part of the leaves, you can see the pubescence or the hairiness on the bottom. The cultivar Woodlander Sarah most likely came from a nursery, and it may be Sarah, may be the nursery's owner's daughter, it may be a wife or something like that. So the plant breeder has the option to name these cultivars based on their preference. This plant label represents Cupressus arizonica sulfurea, or a yellow Arizona cypress. The family name Cupressaceae at the very top. The species is native to Texas, Utah, and California, and southern to northern Mexico. So the specific epithet arizonica gives you the area of origin. Plant labels can vary depending on where you actually buy the plant. So for example, this is white cloud muley grass, or Muhlenbergia capillaris cultivar white cloud. Now there are 3 different labels here. The consumer label, or the label you would see typically in the garden center, this actually mentions Muhlenbergia capillaris, but it does not put white cloud in single quotes, so it's not properly labeled. If you turn it over, it gives the same thing, white cloud muhlegrass, Muhlenbergia capillaris. Again, improperly labeled because white cloud is the cultivar and it's not in single quotes. If you look at the other label that's here, it actually has Muhlenbergia capillaris white cloud. Now a producer would label these oftentimes to make it convenient for the people that are growing the plants. They may not need the entire name. Maybe it just says white cloud muley grass. So there's a lot of different ways to do that, but the proper name would have Muhlenbergia capillaris cultivar white cloud in single quotes. If you look at this summer sweet or this clethra, there are a couple different names here, Sugartina and Crystallina. Crystallina is the cultivar in single quotes. Sugartina actually happens to be the plant patent name or a trademarked name. If you flip the label over and you look at the back of the label, it gives the common name as summer sweet. It gives the scientific name, the genus Clethra, the specific epithet Alnifolia, and the cultivar is Crystallina. And then it lists a number, set of numbers here. This is actually the plant patent number. This plant has been applied for, and therefore the grower would end up getting royalties off of this plant every time it's grown or every time it's sold.